Earthshaker. I mean, Yapstra's been playing Rubik into like whatever, so we might see that.
10 seconds
This would
remaining.
be like a very surprising Rubik league for me though, but I think they're just so comfortable with that hero.
And I don't even want to say it's a bad Rubik game, because last game was bad, and it's still just like fourth picket.
Yeah. This time, I mean, this time is going to be Roger
Dire
Pasha,
team's
like
turn to
almost for
ban.
sure. I think they just want to get mid one on something like they want to be able to get that Pugna versus OD matchup. Like that's what we're looking for.
I think VP's best games have been with Silencer. I really like that ban from Secret. Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised VP didn't take it earlier. I thought that'd be kind of a change up here, because a lot of their better strategies were like taking that smoke into the Radiant jungle. That's kind of plays they've kind of been doing stuff like that, but then they just pop global, and like it doesn't even matter, right? You just like run into their faces with it.
I think another thing to note is they banned 3 of Solo Zero's FGD, and last name on the Axe he had like 0 impact.
Yeah, it's true.
So they're making him feel very uncomfortable with the heroes they're giving him, I think.
Yeah. At the same time though, like when he played Centaur game 1 and like absolutely wrecked that game, so
fair enough.
Quality Centaur now, come on.
What do you ban here if you're a VP? Do you actually get rid of the Rubik? Not really. It's not
no, you can't.
Maybe just ban Group, not necessarily have a last pick.
I mean, I'm thinking about Brewmaster here. Like, which team would want to pick that hero up? Like, is it good for Secret?
It's not bad. Quite good against Tiny and TB.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ember kind of feels fine to ban, honestly.
The annoying part, yeah, the annoying part when you're VP is you see this morphling and monkey, right? And like, those heroes can be so strong in lane if they get good matchups, and they can go anywhere. Yeah. You even see Sai playing it now. Malaysia!
KUALA LUMPUR has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, of course.
Dire team's turn to pick.
They do better.
Yeah. No, they're just...
They're like, alright, screw you. Play something else.
Exactly.
No Shaker, no Rubik.
Yeah, so Monkey King incoming.
Or Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
Just go Earth Spirit.
Oh, maybe some support Zeus, like even that's good. I like that.
Okay.
It became kind of like a staple response to Morphling.
Yeah.
Dire team's turn
gaming, playing it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Earth Spirit.
It's so good against Shadow Shaman though, because you like never have to worry about the shackle at all.
Yeah.
And gives them a team that they were desperately lacking.
Alright, now we see if it's gonna be a Roger or Pasha Tiny. There's still a
10
Phoenix.
seconds remaining.
It's like...
Not terrible.
It's not terrible, but at the same time,
5
it's
seconds
not
remaining.
that much.
It's not great.
It feels like you're going down the same road that hasn't looked too good for you so far today, you know?
I would kind of be baited into picking it, I think. Let's put it dual offlane with the Tiny. You play it on...
Maybe they're playing Shadow Shaman. Seen it a couple of times.
Could do that.
If you get a BKB, you actually have no way to cancel your Shaker either.
That's true.
Virtus Pro obviously went for the last pick in this draft.
Yep.
Is there anything in particular that we should keep in the back of our mind, and that Secret should also obviously keep in the back of their mind?
I just want to own mid one, honestly. Like, he has been going off the last 2 games, and if no one gets like a good matchup, he should be able to handle it. It's okay.
I don't really have to worry about the Brute because they have the Monkey.
So many hexes.
Lion and Shadow Shaman? That's unusual.
Yeah.
The lanes are very afraid of getting run over though. Like if this Earth Spirit rotates, I think it's a bit scary for them.
I'm just thinking, because there are not that many heroes you want to put mid versus Dwarf now. Like, I don't, it's like Templar is pretty good.
10 seconds remaining.
And then there's, like, you kind of just want to put the
5
Tiny
seconds
mid
remaining.
Yeah, we had the Lina the other day, and even that couldn't really take the matchup. Nisha just played it ridiculously well.
Yeah.
And this one I picked Kuka, but I feel like this Monkey King pick covers up a lot of bad matchups for Morph.
Exactly.
It is very hard to draw.
No, the only matchup the only hero I see that can lane versus these guys both mid like really good is Templar. But that hero, like, you need to see the entire draft and it has to fit.
At least that does make sense when you're 10th.
Or Viper.
I don't know about that hero, man.
10th pick Viper, let's go.
I'm pretty sure Morphling is Storm's Viper.
I think everybody would like a 5th game here, apart from Team Secret.
Yes. Yeah, Secret will be fine winning 3-1.
It was TNC who they did the offlane shaman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only team that did it. For forward runner, there's 4, right?
Forward, yeah, MS played it.
Yeah.
Dire
Did
team's
Yang
turn to ban.
I think Yang might have played a game on it too, or Vici.
There's the Witch Doctor again coming out for Secret.
Just want to strengthen the lanes. It's honestly also quite good against TB in team fights because the illusions actually are stunned for 5 seconds.
Oh, here we go again. It's too dark.
Oh, he's changing again.
No.
No time to read that one.
Got denied.
10 seconds
He
remaining.
couldn't get it fast enough.
That's the trophy.
It said something about production.
5
Can't have
seconds
that.
remaining.
Gotta be ready for the moment.
Yeah. All right, so Virtus Pro haven't played Shaman yet this tournament. They haven't played Lion yet this tournament. And they can go any route with this.
Yeah. No, I would really want a Templar if I was VP here. I mean, obviously there's 1 pick left, but if that's not a good hero versus Templar assassin,
Radiant
then...
team's turn to
But they have
ban.
like no team fight, right? It's a bit scary. They only have TB. It's a bit scary.
Yeah, no, that's true, that's true. But like, if your mid laner has... I guess you can't win the lane then. Like, you have to pick something.
I mean,
Like, you have to
Just accept that you're going to lose the
Like,
lane.
you have to beat Monkey or Morphling, or like at least do fine. Then you have to have team fight too. Like, that's complicated.
It does sound like Kunkka's the only thing that kind of checks off everything, you know?
You can pick Kunkka, but the lane is so rough
remaining.
against Monkey.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I don't even. Do you beat Morphling with Kunkka? I don't think
5
so.
seconds remaining.
I mean, at least you don't get
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Tinker ban.
Well, last night they went for the mid 1 Ember. But again, you're fighting the 2 hexes. You already have a
just
Morphling.
picking like an Underlord seems pretty chill.
If you do pick the Ember though, then you're kind of locked in and the Kunkka can actually come out.
Yeah.
I think you were just going to pick Zeiss and offlane initiation.
10 seconds remaining.
What's left?
Tango.
5
looks
seconds
kinda fun.
remaining.
Tango is not terrible, especially against like this Lion and Shadow Shaman. Roll through.
Yeah, they're just in the back
Dire
line.
team's
They're
turn.
waiting to try and hop on top of the Morphling instead, but they will be the boring Underlord.
Alright, I think that's what they needed.
That's
a fat guy.
This is a draft to play against.
But
Oh,
last
instant.
pick, yeah, they didn't
Choose your hero.
Okay, Morphling and Underlord.
I like it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah?
It's actually a decent OD game. Earth Spirit is very good versus OD, but other than that, like, I'm pretty sure he outlanes Monkey, and I'm pretty sure he outlanes Morphling too.
Yeah.
So it's a really good pick.
And to save for OD as well, you can Astro OD,
So
you can Astro TB.
the last time this was attempted, that was by Secret, right?
Yeah.
And they tried this Underlord into the Morphling, but then they had the matchup with the Pugna, and the Pugna absolutely destroyed him.
Yes.
But
Yep.
this time, there's not really a situation for that,
No, OD is more of a last pick type of hero.
Yeah.
That's,
I believe in,
as they found out.
okay, so I think VP has a superior draft, but can they win? Can they outplay them?
can they?
That's the question that we ask you.
Yeah,
That's why you're
that's
here.
Shiva's job.
It is offlane Shaman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say yes. I say VP wins.
If you take the game according to Black, Pylai die.
I'm liking the lanes a lot. Sai is gonna get pretty farmed. I'm quite unsure about the mid matchup, but like if no one is confident in this, then I'm confident too. I think VP's got this.
Okay, well, I'll stick with the crowd. I'll head for Team
Yeah.
Secret, yeah. Some mid 1 Dota, close this series out. No, I'm not sold on the old Underworld, Outworld Devourer. No thanks.
All right, well, Axiata Arena, this could be the last game of the series. So make some noise for Oni Pixel and Bob.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Kuala Lumpur. As we get ready for another game between Secret and VP. And the 5th picks, we're getting some excitement. An Ultra and an Outworld Devourer from VP.
It does feel like it can be a pretty good OD game. Like they said, the Earth Spirit's good for it, but I'm going to put a little bit of a Nahaz here and do a little bit of a stat. Since Nisha has joined Secret, they've played Morphling 12 times. He has won all 12 games. He also has 146 kills and only 19 deaths in those 12 games. A 100% win rate on the hero since he's joined this team.
100%. Let's see. Do VP have the answer?
They've got good control. I think there's a reason that we do see they're dodging the matchup in the side lane for the Morphling. They don't want to put him versus the Shadow Shaman, and we do see VP. They are running the core Shadow Shaman, as we saw TNC kind of invent in the earlier stages of this tournament. He also has a pretty rough matchup in that mid lane.
see what he can get done this game.
Yeah.
And it will be on that Monkey King.
And we see the same approach, Secret. Every
30
single
seconds to
one of their
battle.
games that they've played here so far, they run an aggro tri-lane into the position where they leave Zai alone bottom to soak the pressure, and then they rotate with Yapzor. So we'll see, can Secret do it again in this game? It's going to be a hell of a game as VP. They have not busted out the Lion. They have not busted out the Shadow Shaman just yet in this tournament. I don't think they played the OD either, right? Don't believe so.
I'm not seeing. We've seen it a few times for different teams, but very much a hero that's been dabbled with mixed results. Let's see how no one can do with it. I mean, the panel sort of seemed hopeful at the prospects of the OD. This is a game where it can work out. He can get good lane matchups and such.
Yeah, he's going to do well. He should do well versus the Morphling. We'll see. I mean, Nisha, I've seen him win a lot of the matchups that I didn't think he would.
This ain't no snowball
But he does have,
fight.
the one thing about the Morph is you have that base damage advantage versus that OD. But once you get like Astral, of course the OD can guarantee those last hits. But we'll see how it plays out. You actually see already, VP, they don't want to deal with this again. They're switching lanes. They know the way Secrets ran their aggro tri-lane time and time again. They want to find Ramses in a better position. They're sending Pasha up there to absorb the pressure.
We'll see how he does do bottom. You know, Zai this time, he is back on one of those sort of tanky solo lane heroes, as he's indeed not playing the Monkey King. Mid one doing it this time round. So Zai should be able to keep himself okay down here.
Gets the range creep last hit before the Astral comes out for Nisha.
Is this 1v1?
I'll probably be focusing majority of my time looking at this mid matchup because I actually have not seen more Flish OD.
Solo, he's getting run down and popped the very far to the right.
He's dead.
Puppy gets the first blood. The tri-lane showing its power already within the first minute of gameplay. Yapzor. He's going to look to try and set up onto no one. Gets the connection, looking for the body blocks. Can't quite find the position to hold. No one in place long enough for Anisha to punch into it.
Base damage so far. Working out. It's 2-2 for no one. But Nisha also still getting those last hits.
See how long Yapzor wants to hang around this mid lane. As no one going to consistently be nuked down by Nisha. No one's regen. He has a very fire salve and one shared tango left. Still a decent amount. Let's have to be careful if Yapzor finds an opportunity to roll in and kick something off.
Yeah.
Bottom lane. Roger and Ramses getting on top of Zai. Zai is able to work his way around the trees.
Ramsey's going to have much better farm in this game since he's not under the pressure there. And I mean, Pasha, he's also getting a farm into the tower. He gets high base damage. Anisha doing, already, getting most of the last hits. This high base damage, 80 compared to 61. Doing a good job at lane control too. And Yapzor. Looking for a Courier Snipe, but won't be able to find it.
Yeah, they've got their eyes on it.
It's too fast. Oh, they stopped moving it.
They stopped moving it. They stopped moving
They
it.
haven't moved it.
They stopped moving it.
What?
Those things aren't cheap, you know.
What? They stopped moving it. What was that?
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. The VP making mistakes here in the grand finals. You can't let that happen. They literally stopped moving it. They knew what was happening. They moved it to the side. I guess maybe multiple players trying to control it, and the last sort of information given was someone just right-clicking it just a bit to the side.
And now Solo.
They're on top of him. Secret pick up a second kill up top.
Oh my goodness. I mean, nobody moved the courier. It just sat there. That was the thing. And now Zai. Oh my God, we think Ramsey's having a better time, but he's dead.
What is happening to VP?
They're getting good last hits in the lane, but they've given up 3 kills, and they give up a free courier as well. Roger is trying to get a trade kill here on the Zai.
Have the toss still available if he can get in range.
He's too slow.
Even if he does, it's only a level 1 toss. Was it enough? Zai? He's trying to fight back. He's got to be a little careful, Roger, having that toss. Roger, he'll go for the toss. Zai? He's going to go down.
Zai?
Tried to man fight Roger. Didn't. I guess didn't expect him to have the toss. I don't know. Felt that he could go up against it.
He did not do the math.
Yeah, he did not. Cost him his life as VP get themselves their first kill on the board this game. Got to keep you cool here in the grand finals.
Absolutely.
Can't make mistakes.
His top lane, I mean, mid one's going to get free farm up here. Sure, you see the Pasha Shadow Shaman. He's getting quite a lot here. But they do have to be very careful in this top lane, just the kill threat. I mean, we talked about how Secret, they like to pick these strong lanes, and Puppey, he's playing the Witch Doctor time and time again, and look how he does this again. They're playing an aggro tri-lane, and Secret is so good about just making sure they block the pull camp. That's the like, 4th time. It's 4 minutes in. There's no pull. You see Solo, he keeps walking over check, and he's like, what?
We'll see this again. Zai just feeling confident with that 2 points in the Firestorm that he had the damage to bring Roger down, I suppose. Underestimating what was there with the toss and just the pure right clicks from Roger.
Mid lane in the meantime.
Game, they get themselves in.
And now Rogers walked forward.
They're going to see if they can find more out of this, but already they found the big one. No one being taken out by that rotation. Bottom lane again, Zai diving in onto Ramses. Won't go any further, but Ramses being forced to salve up.
They can't leave him alone versus a Tower Blade. Like, or they can't leave the Tower Blade alone versus an Underlord.
I mean,
We've seen
he
what
is
Underlord
getting
can do.
incredible farm though.
He
Ramses is top CS.
But he has died.
Oh, Puppey. Being found out by the two of them. Solo Pasha, they've got a low down. Yapsa comes in with a 2-man border smash. They'll try and turn things with the heads down. But someone did it for the right fix. Then back up, mid-one jumps forward. Theory gets freaking healed. But the Voodoo Restoration is enough to keep Puppey alive. Solo taking the 2-man stun by mid-one. Barely strike down. He gets tossed up. He'll get tossed back towards Pasha. The toss does manage to create the distance to get Solo away. But Yapsa chases down the Lion. Finishes him off with a boulder smash.
The heal coming out, that Voodoo Restoration, just enough health for Puppey to survive. And it looks like they are just going to leave this 1v1. Ramses versus Zai. I mean, Zai's probably pretty happy in this. Like, Ramses, he's going to get last hits and all that, but that means Zai is also going to be a very significant tanky force in this game as he's getting full free farm too. No, he will start to get full free farm. And mid one, getting controlled up top. There he goes on this one.
Avalanche to follow up as well as VP. This is a big one.
Take advantage of whenever rotations are happening, whenever you know these heroes are isolated for a moment. And mid,
No one.
he has the ulti.
Yeah, he's just able to go straight in and drop the Sanity's Eclipse. The damage is there to take Nisha down in a solo kill.
And gives him the tip.
Playing the matchup well, mid.
Yeah.
29 to 10 against the 24 for 8 and getting a solo kill like that.
And he lost his courier. Ramses gets hit by the stun.
They've got the combo, Yapsa rolls in, they've got the damage.
Yapsor, 2-0 and 3. Now he's got urn charges. It's only 6 minutes in. Boots and an urn on the Earth Spirit already. Extra little bit of kill threshold will be made available for him when he makes those rotations now.
I'm excited to see that what no one can do this game as he has got the farm start that he'd hoped for in this mid lane. He's getting the CS. Let's see the power of the Outworld Devourer this match. It's top lane, mid one, pushing in the wave. They do have Puppey looking for a bit of a wraparound.
Yapsor's here too now with that urn, level 4 as well.
No thanks.
Roger, he is smoked. They're looking for Nisha as he's sitting very low HP. Can Roger find the move here? Can he get his
He's low on the strength.
He can.
The opening VP. Setting up again in the mid lane. This time a bit of a helping hand for no one. Like another tip will come out the way of Nisha. Bottom lane Zai tries to get out with the ultimate, but Ramses and his Metamorphosis has enough damage to beat down the Underlord.
The rotations by the 4 positions. Reigning supreme on both sides.
6 to 5. VP starting to catch back up in kills.
Yep. And no one, he's starting to get much better control in that mid lane. Morphling only level 6, mid one, or I mean, no one, level 8, even though he lost his courier. That's the very important thing you do have to point out. And they've actually now just switched it up. They're like, all right, Nisha, don't go back mid. Too much kill threshold, and you know, the OD ulti is going to start coming back up pretty soon. But now they put the OD, the Underlord mid versus an OD,
That's
which is,
that's it.
OD's happy about that.
An easy target to sort of rack up the imp from.
But Zai can at least spam the wave out, right? He can just spam the Firestorm and sit back and get last hits just through that.
Roger will find the 8-minute rune top, just the illusion for him. Let's see TP in towards the mid. From Solo to smoke up behind no one and set something up for him. Top lane.
They want to keep pressuring Nisha. I think they just want to keep killing this Morphling, keep him shut down in the game.
Let's see if they want to have for bottom or for mid.
And they get the catch. I mean, Nisha's sitting very low HP. If he gets caught by one control, there will be follow-up.
Right towards the mid, no one. Actually in a bit of trouble here. Yapsa open up with the kick in. He
Puppey's
does
here.
Astral the Earth Spirit, but with Puppey coming in from the top lane, they'll have the damage, surely. Indeed they do. Side with the fire shot, puts him off. Bottom lane though, the hates to the stop. Solo outplays Nisha. Nisha tried to fight that, but was not shifting into strength.
Ramses was actually playing the bait game. He sat himself very low, trading hits with Nisha, and then they get the full wraparound from that smoke, so they get the instant hex. They're really punishing Nisha, just not letting this Morphling get online. Already 3 deaths in the first 9 minutes for this man.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
You see, he's pinging out Ramses. He's telling them that Ramses is sitting low, but Ramses, he's holding the skill point for that Sunder if he does see an opportunity.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Top lane. Secret moving in onto Pasha. Got the Maledict on him.
Radiant's
So
bottom
we'll be able
tower
to
is
get
under
out and
attack.
go for the TP away. No boundless strike available, so Pasha's fine. It's just a heavy focus from Secret on this top lane, making sure the mid one has a good start on the Monkey King, getting that farm.
Well, they moved Nisha up. They're like, all right,
Radiant's
this is the place where we can farm safe. Bottom is not safe, mid's not safe, top is the one. We have this tri lane that we positioned up here to protect him. So now he can go here, get some farm that's much needed for this Morphling that's just died. We said 3 times, and only 39 last. It's at almost this 10-minute mark.
VP starting to
Bounty rooms.
approach for a fight around this. Yapso has the control to grab the bounty ring and roll away. Mid one's going to come out with Wukong's command. Boundless strike down on the Pasha, but the stun from Solo locks him down. Shackles a whale, allowing no one to punch in with the upper. He needs one more hit. He'll pop the sanities for it. No messing around for VP. They cannot let that kill get away from them.
No, it's a long cooldown to use, but you have to get that kill when you commit that much. And they're 2 cores. The 2 big cores on VP are off to a great start on that top net worth.
Ramses, and for the chase down, reflection out to Zai. Zai starts with the ult out there. Has VP got the damage? All the vision to find him before he's away. I don't think they do. Maybe with the avalanche they haven't. Zai's out.
This is a game where we have to see no one. He's probably going to go for the 4-step and then into the BKB. He has to get an early BKB in this game versus an Earth Spirit. It's very frustrating to play versus not only just disables, but versus silences as this hero.
He's getting such good farm.
He is. Maybe if he gets like a really good situation, he can look for like a Blink Dagger or just finish up like a Hurricane Pike before going for it, but
Yapso,
doesn't
Zai,
even early.
they want to fight this roll in. Yapso's got the stun and silence onto the 2 of them. They'll kill off Roger. Secret already looking to make the play up top as well. Jump forward from Nisha, waveform in. Pasha's got no chance.
Radiant's middle tower can use some help.
The Shaman falls.
They're beating on
The
Dire's top
Secret
tower.
will be able to set up for the tier 1 tower top takedown.
Dire's top
Surprising that we
tower
see
is
2 core
falling.
shamans in the grand final this year, right? This time it is a side lane, it's not a mid shaman, and we see why, because they picked it versus the Morphling, but he has not got the lane matchup that he wanted.
Pop down bottom, Roger. Ready to poke. Avalanche on Yapso. Toss him in. Back into the Hex of Solo. Finger as well. That's it. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, he's still alive. The roll away. Yapso with the 3-man bonus smash turnaround. Keeps himself alive. And they kill off Ramses. Oh, Yapso.
They used the finger, they used everything, but this Earth Spirit, he's level 7. He's got 1190 HP. He's tanky. Such a costly play there by VP.
Losing Ramses for a bit of time. The farm will suffer a
Dire's
little bit
middle
for this
tower
Terra
isn't
blade.
going to last
Straight back
long.
towards mid. No one. TP's in.
I mean, this Yapso guy, he's pretty good.
The old Spirit, one of the classics from Yapso.
I am mighty.
He's 3-0-5 already in the start of the game. Part of 8 of the 10 kills for his team and just making the moves everywhere. And even when he gets the move made on him, somehow he returns for a kill. That's pretty crazy. Ramses now will go to the jungle, and they're both still off to a good start. That's the big thing, right? The OD and the Tower Blade off to a great one, but Pasha is starting to get a little bit left behind here. Like we said, they wanted to get the Shadow Shaman versus the Morphlings to put the pressure on, but they weren't able to this time around.
Sorry. No reason at all to be scared down here with that Vanguard complete.
Yeah, he's just gonna, I mean, it's an aura game, and we have to see this
Let's see
one
this
again.
again. I mean, they got so close to bringing Yapso down with that finger.
The Pit of Malice just keeping Ramses away for even a quarter of a second just to stop that last hit, and stop any extra type of attacks, and see no one. He does save Solo there, but Yapso.
Yeah, absolutely. He couldn't have played that any better. Perfect
Nope.
play inside.
Get another turbo stun there, he's getting initiated.
They will turn around upon him. They're going to drop the walls down as well from Pasha. Roger has the damage to bring Yapso low. Can they get the kill? Oh, mid one. He's in. Wukong. Bounce strike onto 2. Secret will find the trade.
They committed serpent wards to kill Yapsor.
No one's still poking around at this. They have used the metamorphosis on Ramses.
Dire have
VP
fortified their structures.
could look to try and dive in and fight for more. As the Wukong's ends, Zai, he says, we've got to get out of here. No one, he's got the Astral, setting up the Avalanche as well, keeping Zai away, but he gets in range and takes him home.
Oh, you see that toss too? That looked like it could have gotten a little weird there. He tossed them onto the rift.
Zai, as soon as he's taken his mates back, he's ready to TP in and prepare for the fight. Sunder brings it down low. Ramsey says thank you very much for the HP. Yapsor, bonus smash out onto Rogers. Time is in trouble. Rogers falling low. Astral will buy him some time. But more TPs are coming up from Secret. Pasha, the lockdown. Shackles are there if they hold down. And find Puppy, but they've lost Roger. Yapsor still alive. Ramses and Pasha are hunting. They will find it. As VP succeed that bottom in solo, he's already ready for the setup for more. He's back down, needs to come across the feet. Anisha, he's out of mana.
They've got
He's
the
got
setup
no way to
too.
wait for. He has no escape. The Hex is there.
Radiant's
Anisha
bottom
locked
tower's
down.
down.
VP getting up to
Triple kill.
No one, triple kill.
Secret get punished for their insolence, trying to defend this tower so badly, but VP, they had everybody set up there perfectly. Look at the damage from this OD by no one.
I mean, I feel that that's sort of the age-old area where we've always been told this is not where you want to take a fight behind your safe lane tier 1. If the enemy is diving in, getting aggressive, it's a horrible place to be caught around.
Yeah.
And they get that fantastic disengage at the start from side with the dive, but they choose to come back in.
And look at Ramses, it's just like, he's like, oh, okay. Thunder. Zai, his HP, sure he has 1700, but gets effectively dropped down to only 600 in that fight. And then they just have the number advantage. And all the Secret, they're trying desperately to come into this one, but VP, they just have the numbers and the control.
Yeah, not a fight that Secret should have tried to force, and it cost them everything down bottom.
VP claim themselves that 2K advantage now.
And just these little plays as this. The fact that, okay, they'll get the Monkey King too, but no, they get Nisha as well.
Yeah,
Coming in
Nisha
range.
just gets caught on the edge of that sanity.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're back in. They will lose Ramsey. Secret come back in onto the map. Ramsey stuck around a little too long. They'll strike back and get the Terrorblade, Secret.
They're trying to take the mid tower with the Serpent Wards, but they are there to kill them with Zai.
Denied.
Pasha. He walks in. Pasha.
All right. I mean, sometimes
What?
it's just, I don't know. Maybe his mouse stopped working. I'm not sure. That was just a straight up walk in and feed.
Yeah, he kind of just, yeah, I mean, that was strange.
Okay.
So, I mean, VP, they had a great fight that came out for them, but then Ramses gets caught in the jungle from that ward that Secret has, and they just lose Pasha trying to commit forward for a tower.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, game of mistakes a bit here so far in this
Dire's middle
Game 4
tower
Grand
is
Final.
under attack.
Fans are keeping the game close, I guess. Yeah. And knocking down that difference as it does stand less than 1k gold and XP between these two teams.
Mid one, trying to set up here. Up top onto Roger. I mean, this is a pretty
Radiant's
tanky
middle
hero,
tower
but he's
shouldn't have to take
got
this
a little bit low of
abuse.
armor, but he does need a second rotation here for the
Radiant's
Monkey King to
middle
get a
tower
kill.
has fallen.
As we do see Puppy, he's looking to make the move.
So they would have Wukong can they strike down. Puppy's got the cast count. Roger, can he get himself out of the range of the ultimate? The Jingu built up. He's maledicted. Mid one, a couple more touches will do it as Roger does fall.
VP though, quick moves with this smoke. They've got a blink and a force up. They have sanities available as well.
Up the blink up the high ground, no one's ready to fight. It goes for the Astral 2. VP want to commit any further, they do not. They'll back off. They know that Secret's going to react to that one and don't want to take an aggressive fight too deep. What is he doing?
Wait, what happened?
He just fed mid, he just came bottom. He just dropped wards on absolutely nothing.
Was someone
What is he
TPing
doing?
out?
No, there was no one there. Pasha, you're right. Is he all right? Maybe his mouse is broken. I don't know.
I'm not sure what happened actually. I wasn't looking bottom. I'm not sure.
I think he's the one to blame for that Curry death earlier. Something's happening with his. I don't know.
Don't bully Pasha. We love Pasha.
I mean, he's been having some fantastic games down the line, but there's some very noticeable mistakes.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what happened there actually. That was a weird two events that are happening from Pasha for sure.
There's no one there.
Double damage.
They're not even react.
He smiles. He's keeping cheering. He's keeping cheering. You have to in these type of moments. So they've got the blink dagger now on Roger.
Yeah.
They've got blink as well on no one. They've got good ways to jump in the back, and I mean, no, and he's actually not opting to go for a BKB early. He's also queued up a Hex. They already have 2 Hexes already built in on their lineup with the Lion and the Shadow Shaman, but he wants to get up another one.
Sides out of it. Double damage Terrorblade in the region. You don't want to stick around. Out they go, away from Ramses. Ramses metamorphosis back in 25 seconds.
Yeah, he's still farming extremely well. 4-4-1, even though he's died 4 times. I mean, he's able to find space on the map.
Let's see what Horn and Solo can get done up here. No one continue to farm towards the Hex straight after his mobility items.
Yeah. Bit interesting. Maybe he'll change from it, but depending on how far if he's able to snowball, because he's already 5, 2, and 3, but a BKB is definitely needed.
He is going to break the smoke, but they're going to break him straight in. And they go Secret. Eliminate the Lion.
No one tried to force that him away, but actually ends up forcing him into the enemy lineup.
Hey, there we go. That's more like it, Pasha. Gets the wards down, does a little bit to the tower. Zai is in with the Crimson Guard to keep the structure safe, though.
Yep.
But hey, it's an improvement in the wall placement.
Yep.
Pasha, item-wise off the Ether Lens, 4 staff, Aghanims, and also Glimmer Cape in queue. Scan from
Pasha trying to get a rune. So I will be able to snatch that one away. So Pasha should be able to get the other one. Can Roger find any pickoffs here? We see Nisha, he's sitting at a bit more of a safer territory of HP. He's not sitting at this 800 HP or something. He's sitting at a threshold where he won't just get burst down, but still has to be a little bit careful.
Roger. Unable to find anything with a haste ring. Mid lane, Secret more than set up for any play from VP.
I like this.
They're happy to push top.
Yeah, I like this change by Zai. He had the Yules queued up for a bit, and then he's switched now. I love this item too, is Halberd versus OD. It's just the best item, and we do see the OD. I put back on no one. He switched to the BKB. I think this is the absolute most needed item he needs versus a Nurse Spirit in this game.
Secret looking to set up for a smoke potentially.
Dyer's middle tower
He
isn't
does
going
have
to
it,
last
but
long.
they're going to head back.
Dyer's
Just want to clear out this
structures are
top.
fortified.
Puppy getting that experience towards his level 12.
Secret, they're getting farm distributed on 4 of their heroes, but VP, they're focusing on just the 2.
Yeah, no one in Ramses.
They're just the 2 that need the farm.
Pasha
can get little items through, pushing and just nuking out waves, but eventually he'll get his top lane.
Roger jumps in, looks for Puppy. Puppy's got the glimmer though. And now Roger could be in trouble. Puppy tries to go for the play. He TP's out. Roger, he'll be fine. Secret didn't bring anyone else back to deal with him.
Isn't going to last long.
And Puppy's so farmed, actually. He's always fine. He seems to find a Glimmer Cape a lot of the times in these games. And he is 4-1 and 7. He's gotten a significant amount of kills from that pressure in the top lane.
Dyer's middle tower just
But yeah,
went
those 2,
down.
I mean, they kind of have these 2 4 positions right now on Secret. And they're able to buy time also for the Morphling, for Nisha to farm a much-needed BKB as well in this game. As we didn't really talk about his item progression, but does need it when he's been playing versus an OD and also versus a Lion and a Shadow Shaman. There's just a lot of different things of control, and playing versus an OD, you need to be able to get that magic immunity.
And same to be said for no one. He did have that Hex queued up earlier,
yeah,
wanting to build safe.
Yeah, it needs it. Just so important.
So yeah, to see either team go for Roche.
Bit of a slowdown in these last few moments, right? We had a lot of kills happening in the first 16 minutes, and then now it's both teams waiting for a little bit of an item before they go for a fight. And there's DD moon top.
So he'll straight up grab it. Worried about it being denied potentially by that TV illusion.
They want to just be able to control that Roche area too. I mean, the DD, we saw what happened in the last game, right? Ramsey's got a DD and just walked in the pit and killed it so quickly.
Pasha about halfway towards the Aghanim Scepter. See what sort of plays they can make around his wards next time round. Jumping on the mid lane, Yapsor. He's in. He's found an opening to get on top of Roger. Roger, he's trying to escape. He gets the avalanche out. He does have Solo with him. The Magnetize will be kept ticking with the rock placement. Roger going for the TP out. Another rock's going to be dropped. Can Roger escape in time he can. And now with the turnaround, they got the hex of the damage from the shackles.
Double kill.
The Monkey King in trouble. Zai, he will escape with the dark. But Secret lose 2 around the pit. As Ramses He can head towards, he's got Metamorphosis ready to go. VP will use this opportunity to attempt for Roshan.
I mean, they've got the Shadow Shaman wards too, and they know Earth Spirit ulti was used. That's the big team fight that Secret does have on their lineup besides that Wukong's command, and they're both dead. Both teams playing pretty safe though. You see, it's all about like not crossing the river. Secret, they make an over-aggressive move, passing that river, they get punished immediately by VP's reaction.
They can't get to this in time.
Nope.
Intention of doing so with just the three of them.
And a full save for Ramses. Super farm TV in this game.
Set it from Zai onto Roger. Puppey has a poke, but not going to go any further. Knows that VP's behind him.
Secret now. They just still need to farm it, especially now that there's an Aegis. They don't want to try to take a fight, and now they know that no one also has a BKB. Much harder for them to control him.
Ramsey's starting to build towards his own BKB.
Yep.
X next for no one, and I mean, yeah, just as we've been saying, these two cores of VP, Ramses and no one, been put in fantastic position. The OD pick so far certainly looks to be a smart one from VP. It had this lane where no one was able to sufficiently farm against the Morphling. And with the rotations that they had coming into play, keeping Nisha behind. So Nisha, sure, he's still top net worth of Secret side and level with no one's farm, but it's going to take a little longer before this Morphling's able to really take over the game.
Yeah. I wonder if this is a game where he does choose for that wave target, the more target allies.
Going for the play onto Solo. Balance try out as well. Solo is actually still alive here. Jump forward from Roger. The Absol's coming from the side, so Solo will fall. You're doing a heavy amount of damage back to Puppey, but they have the control. Mid one with the down from the Jingu. They'll bring down Roger too. Double kill for Yapsel.
They're bailing out immediately afterwards. Nisha used a BKB to try to go for a kill there, but unable to find anything. They get themselves 2 kills. They lose Puppey. But yeah, I'm wondering if Nisha in this game, he does choose to do it for the morph target allies, because he doesn't have like the greatest share. He can turn into the Terrorblade, which is fantastic, but him being able to turn into his Earth Spirit, there's like that interaction I was talking about earlier in the tournament, is if you turn into the Earth Spirit and you shift out, you keep refreshing your stones constantly. So you actually give your Earth Spirit a lot more stones to work with inside of the team fights, as you keep getting 6 over and over again when you do shift out. As long as you don't use all the stones. If you use all the stones, there's like a weird interaction where you can't actually use anymore afterwards, but a lot of control can come out from that in the team fights, and we'll see if that is an option that he wants to go for. There's a lot of different things you can do as a Morphling.
Radiant's bottom tower is no more.
VP having a good control of the game so far. They need to keep it up though. They need to be careful of this Morphling and this Monkey King, who are starting to farm up here, but they have done a great job of controlling the map, and now they're starting to play a little bit more aggressive when they've got this BKBs and this Aegis, starting to cross past the river a little bit more, looking for aggressive plays.
Season no one showing in the mid lane. Secret are around mid one on the high ground. He's going to set up with the ultimate, comes down straight around to the Solo. Solo gets the Hex, the Sun, and the Finger Death. So he gets bursted pretty low. BKB for now, but he has to remove himself from the Wukong's command. Forces back to safety. So these Solo to fall. Ramses did commit with the Metamorphosis. VP unable to find a way back into the fight.
Known with a bit of a panic ulti there, it seemed like, on that Sanities. Going to buy some time for Secret to continue their farm on the Morphling, which they still desperately do need, as Ramses is still 4,000 ahead.
Having a much more successful time on the Terrorblade this game.
Yeah, and Pasha
is going to be there very soon for Ramses. He's nearly got it done.
Yeah, and Pasha also has the full Aghanims now too. So these Serpent Wards, they can definitely be quite a threat. You get a kill, if you get like a good team fight wipe, you could definitely see VP just going toward breaking a high ground.
That push is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So many ways for them to push. It's a little harder for Secret really to hit the towers. A lot of it relies on the morph.
Yeah.
Dire Snow fortified their
The
structures.
D push down bottom gets out of the lane, but the fortification will be used by VP so they can keep these creeps alive. Keep the wave momentum favoring themselves down bottom. The BKB is on its way out for Ramses.
Still a bit of just, defensive teams playing very careful, as this is, grand finals. Could be the last game if Secret does win. VP really want to be able to take this one to go for a game 5. But they're looking on the prowl. They've got a smoke.
Oh, jumps across.
Oh.
He knows he's up here somewhere.
They don't have a way to cut the tree though. They do have a Quelling Blade on Pasha.
He's still got the Aegis. He's going to get both Silence out of the Ramses, removed quickly by the Manchester style. He's still got that Aegis. Mid-one's going to buy back for this one. No one being forced aside, no one has not used the BKB yet. Roger jumps in, Avalanche, double stop for Solo. Roger falling on BKB bought by Nisha. He's into the Terrorblade form, they've killed off Roger. Had to buy back with mid-one for this one though. VP will still keep the goal advantage after that trade. Ramses and no one keeping themselves alive. As I say, no one not pressured to use his BKB. He's still got it ready.
And no one was just farming during that whole fight there. They were trying to make use of that Aegis there, and they do. It was 5 seconds from timing out though. And we see like this, the damage mitigation that can't come out. Oh, he did cut. Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened to the tree there. Oops. Yapsor.
He's got to be careful. And there's a Monkey King on his team. As they do sort of nearly save him, as we see mid-one gets very close to being able to build up the lifesteal. But that little blast from the Shaman, Pasha, making sure that mid-one doesn't get a second chance in that fight without having to buy back on the Monkey King.
I was wondering what cut the tree there too. Didn't actually see that. It was the Earth Spirit until afterwards.
Tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
See what they can get done now. 4K gold lead for VP. Ramses Terrorblade looking as big as ever. He's already built up 3,000 gold on top of the BKB.
Fang's level 22, so he's got that reflection, that constant spam onto this Morphling who does not, he only has one way to dispel it. Doesn't have a Manta, only has the BKB to get rid of it right now. I believe also has he can use Morph to get rid of it once as well. We're seeing mid-one also is going to need a BKB of his own on this Monkey King next. Just so much spell damage that can come out from the side of VP. So much control too from this Lion, from this Shadow Shaman, from this Tiny.
Essentially the angles that they can find between the two of them.
Yeah.
Roger and Solo jumping in on these multi-hero avalanches and impales. It's VP. Almost certainly happy to look to jump again. They've got the sanities available. They have their ults ready.
Both teams, like we said, though, they're playing a bit defensive. They're only looking to really make plays like smokes, because you just have to watch out. Like that last game, we see like one smoke into a wrong position on the high ground, whole game can just turn around immediately.
You're set to finish now for Yapsor, so he'll be able to offer himself a little bit more time to fight back.
He's trying to approach his level 22 so he can get the GPM talent online. We see Puppey has hit 15, so he has his GPM talent. How's Solo doing? Solo not quite 15 for his GPM talent yet, though. But both teams seem to be a bit content here with farming, but VP is definitely coming out a little bit more ahead here, as Ramses now 7K ahead, 7K gold ahead of Nisha.
He's farming so well on this Terrorblade as the money pretty much there for him to have the butterfly complete.
Looks like Secret, they might want to try to set up here for an aggressive move, just catching VP off guard. They have positioned themselves for a smoke around their Obs and Sentry. Full butterfly though on Ramses right before this fight.
So fighting those a point of the game where they don't
ward
have
down.
KP on mid-one. What's going to be dropped for this tier 2? Secret, do they choose to
Radiant
pounce?
structures are fortified.
They have good vision.
Yeah, so looking for the opening. Jumps in and get the opening straight away onto the Shaman. Looking for the BKBs in the Metamorphosis though. Ramses is ready to fight. Every one command is down. But VP will just move themselves out of the owner. Passion does fall. Zai saying we can't take this far. We're getting out of this one. Will leave Puppey behind. Puppey, he'll cancel the TP. But Roger, he can look to try and take this. The next one of the battle is under attack. So yours is about Yapsor is there.
Double kill.
And kill off Roger. Secret, they get themselves a couple of kills.
Small gains, right? They have to try to munch their way back into this game, as VP still have quite a big of an advantage here. But you see before they take that fight, the way they try to do it, there's smoke. They put down an Ops ward in the middle of the lane so they can see the whole back line, so they can see and pick and choose who they want to initiate on. And Nisha immediately just turns into the Terrorblade.
Yeah. It's just, it's still so hard. We're seeing every time, you know, Zai having to make calls at certain points to say we can no longer stick around. If they don't get the perfect opening, they have to back off. As soon as Ramsey just commits with the BKB and the Metamorphosis, this is not a fight that you want to stand toe-to-toe against this terror with.
Yeah, he's just a bit too farmed here still for the side of Secret to try to bring down.
And Puppey left behind, but all part of the plan. As Secret are able to get that extra bonus kill on Roger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They do swing the gold just a tiny bit here.
Secret. I mean, in terms of sort of the need for Secret to get aggressive, how high is it? I mean, Ramses, I feel like if you leave this guy alone for too long, he's going to turn up to the next fight with a full MKB. This Terrorblade is just going to continue to grow at a pace that Nisha can't really keep up with unless they're able to utilize the Morphling in a fight.
He is playing versus damage mitigation. It's weird because like OD is a hero that we don't see really get toward the later stages of the game too much anymore. But no one is farming very well, has a full Shiva's guarded up. The thing is too is like mid one's not having the greatest game either. He's not able to really farm that much. So it's like this, how well can Morphling and Underlord do versus this OD and Terrorblade?
Look at the opening onto Ramses straight away. Look at the commit. Yapsa's already running off them.
The save.
They come off time for him with that Astral. Nisha his own BKB and Sunder from Ramses gets him back up to full. Secret again just having to retreat. Zai with the ult looking to take them away and will bring Secret back to the safety of their base.
They've got an Arcane Rune on Ramses, and his meta's up. They've also got Serpent Wards. They can look for this Roshan.
Absolutely can. They know that Secret's just returned all the way back to the base, and they can take down Roshan so quickly.
And they know that Wukong's command was used, Death Ward was used, and the Earth Spirit ulti was used.
Being a little hesitant on how they approach the Roshan.
They wanted the bounties first. Bulldog would be really happy. But yeah, they are also still just waiting. They might want to look to try to get a fight here beforehand. They're sitting right outside.
They'll know that Secret, even though they don't have sort of their full skill repertoire, they'll still come over to the Roche pit. Let's see what Secret are going to do about this. Can they make any sort of big steal play? Zai outside of the pit, running the Firestorm, trying to do a little bit with that damage, bringing Ramses down to half. Yapso rolling away, keeping his distance.
It's a lot of damage, that percent-based damage from Firestorm.
He has got Sunder available. Ramses preparing the slots. He drops the treads on the side. Roger trying to keep Secret away from the pit. He's throwing away his life to allow Ramses the time to finish up Roche.
No one with another save.
Nisha already has used the BKB. They've got to be careful here. Secret solo looking from the low ground for some sort of control, but Yapsa's out of range with the roll away. Roger finally falls. Zai, Crimson Guard's out. They've got the disarm on the OD upon the BKB. That won't remove the disarm, but it still allows him to get the Astra to cancel the TP of the Underlord. Sanity down. Secret trying to hide in the trees. A Balance straight holds back. No one jump forward.
Zai's just too tanky. They can't actually kill the
VP, they don't want to stick around for this, but they may not have any options as the stun's there from Yapso solo. On the way up to the high ground, Ramses is in position to get the Hex onto mid-one. Chicken in the tree, stands in position, still eyeing them up. He's got a boundless strike ready with the Jingu Mastery if he wants to hit back. But Ramses, they will get out of that fight, VP, with the Terrorblade holding onto the Aegis.
No one needs to be careful with his positioning there. You know, they try to focus on this Underlord, but Zai is an absolute unit in this game. 2800 HP, 60 HP per second too.
Ramses, he's hunting. He is feeling very confident.
They've got a huge creep wave down here.
They do no meta for 55 seconds. Solo, it's a Hex on Tanisha. These fights aren't going to get too easy though for VP because there's also a halberd on Puppey as well. They've got extra disarm, but now with the jump though, the Thunder Hex, he's got a lot of HP build up. He's just got the BKB. Yapsa jumps forward, but the BKB's out from Ramses. He just rips Yapsa apart. Nisha's in trouble. Lutori's the turn. Nisha's dead. Nisha's dead on the ball play. He's down mid-one. He's trying his best to fight kills in return. Two buybacks come out from VP. They know they've got the strength there. Puppey falls. Zai goes with the TP away. Mid-one and Yapsa trying to retreat. Jump forward from Roger.
Top tower is under attack.
Holding his breath on the solo tree as he will survive. Does have a TP, he'll be able to get back to base, but Nisha is dead for a minute. Does have buyback. Puppey dead for 35 seconds. They committed 2 buybacks for this VP. They're ready to push in on bottom.
They've got meta in 1 second. There it is. Yapsor does have Magnetize available, but there's that Aegis on VP. No one immediately running down to join his comrades down bottom.
Yapsor trying his best to slow some time. Move forward straight away.
Lotus.
Ramses is looking for a Sunder target. He wants someone's HP.
The Lotus again.
Whose is he going to get? That is the question. He wants to protect this Aegis for at least once. He'll beat down one of them. Ticking down low. He'll take Solo's life.
Of course.
Bottom tower's got power.
Fortification used here by Secret. They really don't want to
Radiant
expend the
fortified
buyback from Nisha. They
structures.
want to protect it. And it may cost them this bottom lane of Rax.
That was Yapsor's buyback. He's dead for 80
bottom
seconds, and
tower
he's the big
has
team fight control that they need.
As VP on this bottom lane, they will find slowly but surely the melee racks. They'll look towards the range racks. VP getting themselves well and truly ahead now. 10k advantage, a full set of racks up.
Ramses is just so farmed in these fights, and there's just so much control coming into play. Nisha has to be so careful because his BKB, he had to buy it extremely early in this game. It's down to 5 seconds. VP has so many different ways of saving people too, with the Glimmer Capes, with the Force Staff Unknown, as well as the Astrals. Secret under the gun here now. So versus VP with an Aegis with an incredibly farmed tower blade. He's so he is 12,000 gold over the Morphling.
As VP ready to push for another set. The Boundless comes down. Onto Ramses, they're bringing him low. He doesn't have Sunder for 15 seconds, does still have the Aegis. Tier 3 falls Ramses. They're protecting that Aegis as best as they can. As Ramses has got Sunder up. Is he going to take Solo's life again?
He sure will.
Solo, the true support.
He's got Tranquil Boots, he'll be fine.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
But they get 2 sets of racks as now Yapzor is respawning and VP disengaged, now claiming a 14k
They'll celebrate
only.
with a BKB charge.
They can clean up the shrine now too. And Secret, it definitely feels like they're on the ropes here now in this game.
I mean, this really is just incredible play from VP. You said it at the start. Secret coming into the game with a Nisha Morphling has been undefeated in all of the games that he's had with Secret. Was it 12 games you said he's had?
12 games.
They've never lost a game with the Nisha Morphling. But this match here in the all-important Game 4 of the Kuala Lumpur Grand Finals, it looks like VP have the answer.
Yep, does seem like it so far as Ramses has played so consistent and so well in this game. 8, 4, and 5 on this Tower Blade, farming like such a beast, and they've done such a good job of controlling the map. They've pick and chose when they chose to go aggressive. And Secret, the 1 or 2 times they chose to go over aggressive, they got absolutely punished by VP, just being there with more heroes.
Aegis is gone. Hurricane Pipe will be finished for Ramses. The money close to getting the MKB will probably play safe and protect his buyback. There's no need for VP to make too crazy of a play when they are 2 sets of racks up. 16k gold lead at 41 minutes. And on the verge of potentially pushing this series to a Game 5.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, right now they can just look to pick up all their next items, chill out for a bit, and then look for a fight. Because they're so farmed. I mean, no one's about to have that Hex finished up. Ramses, like you said, just finished in Hurricane Pike, but he can buy an MKB as well. If they want to play it safe, they can just wait for that next Roche. Probably just stay together, don't really split up too much, wait for that next Roche. And if they get a Refresher Shard, they've got a Shadow Shaman with an Aghanim. So Refresher Shard Shaman, something you can never mess around with.
See what Secret's next play will be. We already saw before the point where they were down 2 sets of racks, they were going out for these aggressive smoke plays, knowing that the best way for them to break back into this game would be to find that fight when she could pop off. But couldn't fight it each and every time. Both situations just ending up in Zai having to take them home.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's the tie, he's also just because it's for him to remove that reflection, because what ends up happening in fights is they have an Underlord of their own on the side of VP, and then Nisha, he's got his damage mitigated when he's trying to go for any type of kill. So it's just so many different plays that reflection can really hinder on the side of Secret, and it's been doing so. I mean, VP, they've got a very firm control in this game as it's ticked up to now a 96% win chance for them after these last 2 Thraxes were claimed down.
I don't blame Dota Plus at all. This certainly looks like VP in every position to close it up. MKB on its way out.
It was that 69% for VP at that 27-minute mark. When these last 15 minutes, VP have claimed a sizable advantage. And now Secret, they're looking to try to get something off the map here, because they're not getting anything right now. They were kind of just sitting in their base for the last 2 minutes or so as 5 heroes.
They have to look for kills. They have to look for action. They're not going to be able to catch up if it's just a case of hitting the creeps.
Yeah.
They've got to make these risky big baller plays as they're out on the map. Scotty finished for Nisha.
Yeah. VP, they've all just been kind of sticking together. They know the only way that they can lose this is if they split up and get caught by some type of smoke move by Secret. They're gonna go check the pit.
Oh. Actually popping the meta there, Ramses.
They're hoping that this Roche respawns on a fast timer. It's got about 10 seconds left.
Let's see what we find
So
out.
we can find out.
Is RNG going to be on VP's side? They needed to be a short respawn. Are they going to get it?
I mean, they've got all the lanes pushing in as well. And how long's the respawn?
It's a minute.
It's a minute. It's not the fastest ever, but Roger has a gem. He'll take out that one ward. I mean, that attack speed's really slow, but he takes out the ward. That Secret just plays to try to get some type of vision on the map. But VP still with so much control in this game. Yeah, they're patient. They're sticking together. Don't make any too big risky plays here. It's just wait for that next Roche. It's so important.
They're going to go out Secret, of course, themselves. Not sure on the status of the Roshan. They have to try and sweep out and see if they can get some information.
But their lanes are all pushed in. VP.
There's a big risk from Secret, but a risk that they have to take.
See Ramsey's here for a second. Got the vision on the high ground.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
has
VP,
looked
they're
better.
all sitting behind each other. Just knowing the only way they lose is if they split up. And I mean, they see creeps knocking at
They
Secret's
know that
base.
Secret sweeping around.
Yep.
VP just sticking together as 5. And as long as they play like this, the chances of Secret coming back into this game are incredibly slim.
Yeah. 10 seconds till that Roche. And they're going to kill it super fast. Ramsey's this game, he has not chosen to go for the Sunder talent either, by the way. He went for that meta just to have that attack range so they can siege, because they are inevitably going to get this Roche.
A bit of a catch. Straight away getting themselves on top of Pasha. Pasha forced the side, the magnetite down. They want nobody chase. On top of the Shaman, bound strike kills up Pasha. He does not have buyback. He's dead for 100 seconds.
Can they actually make their way into the Roche pit here?
Roshan's back up.
Oh my goodness.
Nisha will take it pretty quickly.
You have to imagine VP immediately starts heading over the base, even without a shadow.
And they do
shot.
have the buyback now available. It just came back for Pasha. He's got the gold to afford it. Didn't have it immediately, but he has it now. So VP do have the 5 man ready to try and put Secret away from the pit. The jump in. Yeah, I can see Yapton trying to find him. It's coming up. Puppy's in trouble. Sanity eclipses down. The room will come over there.
Double kill.
2 buybacks will come out for Secret. The ball back away. He's been halberded. Nisha in potential trouble, but Zai will look to take him home. Zai gets him out of there. Secret have had to use 3 buybacks though. Puppy still around. He will manage to escape with the Glimmer Cape. A Secret desperately trying to find some sort of a fight, but we're seeing at this point, even with the recons down, the armor that no one has, they just head in. They do not care at all about this Monkey King, as VP are just too far ahead in items. They'll look towards Roche. Secret, they're heading over. Can they do anything in time? They can't. VP's got the Roche. The Aegis, the G's, the Refresher Shard, Secret poking at Ramsey's. Yapso trying to find the grab onto Solo. The Boulder Smash does connect. He's forced to the side. Ramsey's looking for a Sunder target and he finds it. He's back up to full. He's been maledicted with the jump forward. Solo, everyone's fight. He's going to beat it up. The Rogers over the far Pamela. His left side. Puppy by the cheese. Odie's back up to full. Forces around. Secret cannot
Nisha's
kill him.
controlled.
As Nisha dead for 80. He has got buyback. Yapso. He's in trouble. Pasha there with the shackles. Locks down the Earth Spirit. He's dead for 100. Secret only with 3 left alive. VP with a full lineup ready to push in. They still have the Aegis on Ramses.
They may just go for tier 4s here. They've got the double
Double
surface.
They've got him.
Ramses again, Sunder solo.
Pasha.
Yeah, they're committing forward.
Here we go. One, there's 2. Give it a couple. VP are in. Can